The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the newest venture of the Missouri Sports Network and Playing on Sports, Missouri Milestones, the podcast. This is Season 1, Episode 1. It is May 22nd, 2025. I want to welcome everybody in. Hey, do us a favor. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and like us and give us a follow on Twitter. Certainly glad everybody's tuning in here this morning. If you're already at work or where you may be headed, hey, take that 3 seconds and put that seatbelt on. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Well, hey, there have been few ventures that have given me as much joy as this one has, tracking down or walking down a little bit of memory lane here over the past 2 months, getting to see some folks that not only had I heard of, but I played with or played for or played against. It's certainly been enjoyable, and this is part of the Missouri Milestones. We're going to talk here in the first few weeks of this segment about the career 1,000 scores between boys and girls at the high school level. And again, the only requirements is you scored 1,000 career points at a Missouri high school institution, whether it be private school or public school. There's no membership dues. There's no secret handshakes. You don't have to tip the valet at the door. You're automatically welcome into this club with 1,000 career points. This is a club that I'm not even a member of. So, hey, I hope that you enjoy this as much as we enjoy bringing it to you and checking out all the numbers. It's been an enjoyable 2 months in the process of putting a lot of these names together. Hey, and again, at the end of this, make sure you stay tuned because we have a special guest from 1983 that's on the list, and you'll be hearing directly from her. But Kent, before we get started, what do we got to cover?
Well, I want everyone to stay till the end. You won't want to miss what we have for you. Following this discussion is our first weekly video interview with a member of someone on our list. Today, we have an interview with Kim Scanlon. Kim is a 1982 graduate of Rockport High. She then went on to have a great career at Northwest Missouri State, and I know you won't want to miss it. There's no question that our two basketball lists are the largest and most comprehensive lists of their kind in Missouri, and most likely the entire country. And we are just getting started. The interest that has been shown confirms that it's not just us, it's not just me or Guy, it's a lot of you out there who like these lists. There are a lot of reasons to like them. Hey, it's always fun to see your name on a list of accomplishment or someone you know, yet that is only part of it. Entire families take pride in the accomplishments of their sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, siblings, and grandchildren. It's also about that good feeling when a friend, a teammate, someone you have coached deserves recognition. There is school and community pride to see the accomplishments of current and past students. We see the pride in the faces and hear the pride in the voices of those who just crossed that threshold. We also see the smiles and hear the interesting and uplifting comments and remembrances of those who scored 1,000 points a few to many years ago. Yes, back when offenses were conducted at a slower, more methodical pace, back when you would see the stall game every once in a while. You don't see that much anymore. When freshmen didn't score because freshmen didn't play. And of course, there are those who scored 1,000 points from long range, but only got 2 points for them beyond what we now know as the arc. Guy, there is something here for every high school sports fan and really anyone who is a fan of our youth.
Well, where are these lists coming from? Obviously, we've reached out to athletic directors and maybe some parents, but a majority of these lists, and they're coming from several different places.
That's right. The Missouri high schools. But it is more interesting than that currently. There are almost 600 high schools that are members of the Missouri State High School Activities Association. All but a few play basketball. There are private schools, public schools. There are small and large schools. There are urban, suburban, and rural schools. All have their own unique characteristics, and they all like to play basketball. Of course, we want every listing from every school, but we don't ignore all those schools that have just closed their doors. We have athletes on our list from Bogard, Beaumont, Linnaeus, Stet, and Shell City high schools. Sadly, much of that is lost to history, but we will preserve all that we can. And there are a few schools, like Paseo High in Kansas City, that didn't close, but they de-emphasized athletics as they altered the mission of the school. That left 1,000-point scorers, such as Anthony Peeler, to be on a list that appeared to be capped and would no longer grow. But Paseo is back to playing basketball once again, and we are looking forward to celebrating their next 1,000-point scorer. Similarly, there are new schools opening each year, and it takes a while to score 1,000 points, but it will happen, and we will be here to help celebrate each school's first entrant on our list.
Well, how far back do these lists go?
Well, the earliest male so far is Bill Anderson, a 1952 grad of Marshfield. He scored 1,056 points in just 76 games, and of course, no three-point shot. We have athletes representing every class from then on through the 1950s, a total of 23 from that decade. We then build up rapidly in the 60s, more and more in each class. We have athletes from every class from 1952 on into the future. And I say into the future because we have 13 from the class of 26 on the list and even 2 from the class of 27. We will track those and provide updated totals as we get them. For the girls, the earliest is from the class of 1957 when Betty Craig scored 1,978 points for Southern Boone County. Those were very different years, being prior to Title IX and the adoption of the boys' rules into the girls' game. We will look at athletes on all sides of those defining points of time. The changing of the rules to match boys' basketball, the move to using the girls' basketball that better fits the female hand, and of course, the advent of the three-point shot. Our girls' entries are filling out, but yet a bit sporadic in the very early years. But we have athletes every year from 1977 on through to the class of 27. We already have 4 1,000-point scorers from that class who are rising juniors. Basketball goes way back. We will keep looking for 1,000-point scores from every year possible.
You know, as I look at these lists, and we've talked about this, I remember the Thomas Brock, at Mount Vernon scoring, the Fred Johnson at Wellington or Wellsville Middletown scoring, and he's still the all-time leader on the men's side. We got to visit with Hannah Wilkerson, who's number 2 now on the girls' side, who I grew up in her backyard, kind of, so to speak. I'm a lot older than her, but grew up right there in Halltown. We got to visit with her. Callie Biltner from Waynesville, who went on to have a tremendous college career at Lindenwood University and is still the all-time leading rebounder and leading scorer in Lindenwood history. She did get passed at Waynesville, though, just a few years ago on their all-time list, but it was great to catch up with her. So it's been very, very enjoyable and a very nostalgic walk down memory lane for me as well.
Now, that's interesting that someone would have their record past their high school record, but still hold their college record. I think I find that very interesting.
Yeah, well, that's Megan McCowan. I'm sorry, she's at Lebanon. I apologize. I'm not. The name escapes me off the top of my head now. Who passed her at Waynesville? But just recently happened.
And one thing I found interesting is how enthused those are from the earlier years. How enthused they've been. They have very specific memories, not just of basketball and not just of a specific game, but drilling down to specific plays. I think that underlines the importance of high school athletics. They build youth into adults and provide memories that last a lifetime.
Yeah, you look at, we talk about these athletes from years ago. Jimmy Gummersbach in 1963. You'll get to hear from him next week. Fred Johnson in 1986, Bill Roundtree in 1982, that went on to set these records. But there are folks that are getting to those milestones right now that are still in high school.
That's right. Our objective is to get them all, especially the new ones each year. We only started less than 3 months ago, so we don't even have all of them from 2025. But we do have over 40 boys and about 30 girls from the class of 2025 who are members of the club. And we already have 13 boys from the class of 26 and 2 from the class of 27. For the girls, we already have 16 from the class of 26 and 4 from the class of 27. Some who will be increasing their totals before they are done include Addison Bourne of Park Hill South with 1,636 points and counting. Reagan Wabi of St. Elizabeth with 1,596 and counting. Also, Ava Miles of Staley with 1,190. And Evelyn Shane of Ursuline Academy, who has 1,008 with her senior year remaining. Braylon Turnbow is on the girls list with 1,159 with 2 years to go in her high school career. Other rising juniors on her list are Ella Goodrich of Knobnoster, Riley Cleatherms of Eugene, and Kinley Luna of Dora High. So, Guy, tell us who is the subject for this week's Missouri Milestone interview.
Well, it was a great pleasure to catch up with. I had my mic off. I need to be better at that. But it was a great pleasure to catch up with 1982 Rockport High School graduate Kim Scammon, who also went on to University of Central Missouri, where she was a star there as well, and I believe played on a national championship team there. But we'll hear from her after these messages from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank.
The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Well, it's Season 2, Episode 6 of Where Are They Now Wednesday. It's May 21st, 2025, Episode 58 overall. Guy Newcomb alongside Kent Mueller. How are you today, Kent?
I am doing very well, Guy.
We are fast approaching summertime here as we're a week out of Memorial Day weekend, the first official day of summer. We're starting a lot of the postseason tournaments, not only at the high school level, but the NCAA level as well. And certainly looking forward to today's show, and a reminder that you're watching the original Where Are They Now Wednesday. Hey, don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys or some other imposter who have mostly faded to the wayside. Playing on Sports and the Missouri Sports Network are your sources for what Missouri high school talent does, not only when they're in high school, but when they get to the national stage of the NCAA. Nobody has more information for you than what we do. And I need you to do us a favor. Just tell one friend. We're going into the holiday season. You're going to see a lot of folks at the lake. You're going to see a lot of family. Hey, tell one of them to go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Go to our Facebook page and like us, and sign up and follow us on Twitter. Hey, that's it. That's your only responsibility here. Hey, and you can comment to us. You can send us emails. The email for Kent is right there at the bottom of the screen at playingonsports.gmail.com, or you can email me at MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com, because we appreciate you not only patronizing us, but also giving us some information, as we've been inundated with emails from high schools around the state here over this past just 3 or 4 days. And we'll get to that here more as we talk about the Missouri Milestones at the end of this. But are you ready to talk a little NCAA softball? Because we are. And Kent has done your homework for us. Kent, talk about what we got coming up this week.
Well, yeah, last week we discussed all 22 Missouri athletes who are on Division I softball rosters of teams that made the NCAA tournament. That tournament is in full swing, and there are a lot of swings going on in softball. We will review the Missourians competing in the NCAA postseason in Division I and Division II. And when we're done with that, we'll have more updates for our Missouri Milestones, including more information on our most recent expansion. Before we jump into the NCAA postseason, we'll cut away for a message from our sponsors.
Hi. I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to Where Are They Now Wednesdays here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage, and presented by RBW Agricultural Farm Equipment Sales, home of the Rancher Hydraulic, Cattle Baron, Heritage, and Legacy Cattle Chutes. RBW Agricultural carries curated lines of livestock handling equipment, front-end loader attachments, and is the #1 dealer for Ironcraft Flex-Wing rotary cutters in the United States. Hey, they care about not only the safety of their customers, but of their customers' livestock, bringing sufficient equipment to the market, making high-quality equipment affordable for more farmers and ranchers, and the integrity of their words and conduct. You can find them right here in Bolivar, Missouri, or up in Moberly, Missouri, or at rbwag.com. So let's kick it off with some Division I softball, Kent.
Yeah, and we'll start with Division I right here with softball. This year, Missouri had 110 ladies competing in Division I. Of those, 22 heard their team's name called out on selection night. 1 out of 5 Missourians who play Division I softball made it to the postseason. Let's see who they are. The structure is a little different from the basketball tournaments. There are 16 teams seeded 1 through 16. Each of those 16 head up a group with 3 additional non-seeded teams. Those 4 play a double elimination process to see who advances to the Super Regional. With 3 out of 4 teams eliminated, the Super Regional is the softball version of the Sweet 16. Those advancing to the Super Regional will play a best-of-3 series with another first-round survivor. Those winners advance to one of 2 brackets of 4. That is the baseball equivalent of the Elite 8. Like the first weekend, those 2 brackets play a double elimination round. That will leave 2 teams, which will play a 3-game series for the national championship. Let's see who is where and how they are faring. Taylor Brown is a freshman, right-handed pitcher out of Washington High. She's at Texas A&M in the Southeastern Conference. Taylor is a two-time Gatorade Missouri Softball Player of the Year. She has a bright future ahead of her at Texas A&M as she has redshirted this year as a freshman. But her Aggies stumbled last weekend. They came into the four-team double elimination first round as the number one overall seed and ranked number one in the country. While they defeated Marist twice to eliminate the Red Foxes, they fell twice to Liberty University, and the Flames moved on, leaving the number one seed behind. Also in that regional was Allie Braley. She's a sophomore, right-handed pitcher out of Raytown. She's at St. Francis University, which is in the Northeast Conference. It was a tough finish for Allie, as she had led her St. Francis team all season long. The tournament turned out to be a bit too much for the Red Flash, losing first to Texas A&M and then to Marist. Allie finished her sophomore season with 15 wins and 13 losses. In the UCLA regional was Grace Molitor. She's a freshman infielder out of Washington High, and she is now at Arizona State University in the Big 12 Conference. The Sun Devils lost 2 one-run games, one in extra innings, to be eliminated from the regional. Grace appeared as a pinch runner in both games. She finished her freshman season batting .257 and stealing 7 bases in her 7 attempts. In the South Carolina regional was Macy Hunolt. She is a freshman left-handed pitcher out of Troy Buchanan. She is now at North Florida in the Atlantic Sun Conference. North Florida put up a good fight in their regional, defeating the University of Virginia twice, but losing to the overall number 8 seed South Carolina. Macy appeared in 3 of the games, each time in relief. She didn't give up a run in the first 2, but gave up 2 in the last game against South Carolina. The freshman finished her rookie year with a 9-win, 4-loss record, a .270 ERA, and a strikeout-to-walk ratio of 3-1. Also on that Osprey roster is Logan Turner. She's a redshirt sophomore infielder out of Lee Summit North. Logan appeared as a pinch runner in the second win over Virginia. As expected, number 12 seed Texas Tech advanced to the Super Regionals. In that regional was Edie Cobb. She's a freshman pitcher out of Hallsville High. She is now at Brown University, which is in the Ivy League. Brown fell to Texas Tech in the first game, but Edie pitched the last inning against the Red Raiders in a 3-up, 3-down inning. She also pitched 1.2 innings in relief in their last game with the University of Washington. Also in that regional is Sophie Mazzola. She's a freshman center fielder out of Eureka High. She is at the University of Washington, which is in the Big Ten Conference. The freshman from Eureka had a postseason most only dream about. The Huskies did not advance out of the regional, but Sophie made her final statement of her rookie year. Washington's 2 losses to Mississippi State were sandwiched around their win over Brown University. In the first game, Sophie went 1 for 2 with a run, an RBI, and a walk. The hit was a solo home run shot to right center in the second inning. In Game 2 against Brown, Sophie unleashed on the Bears, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and getting 6 RBI. After hitting a grand slam to center in the first inning, Sophie hit a solo shot to left in the 5th inning. The freshman kept that pace into the third and last game of the tournament. Sophie went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored while knocking in 3. One of her 3 hits was a double. Stat line for the NCAA tournament, the freshman out of Eureka got 7 hits and 10 at-bats, scored 5 runs, and knocked in 10 runs. Sophie had 1 double and 2 home runs, including that grand slam against the Brown Bears. A very nice finish to the season for the freshman. In the Arizona regional is Lily Witten. She's a junior right-handed pitcher out of Skyline High. She is now at Mississippi in the Southeastern Conference. Lily is a transfer from the University of Missouri with 2 years of eligibility remaining, beginning with next year. The Rebels will advance to the Super Regionals, having defeated Grand Canyon and overall number 13 seed Arizona. As the number 4 overall seed, Arizona advanced out of their Arkansas advanced out of their regional to the Super Regional. In the Arkansas Regional was Madison Hoffman. She's a freshman, left-handed pitcher out of Blue Springs South. She is now at Oklahoma State University in the Big 12 Conference. Madison is redshirting her first year as a Cowboy, and I like her example of how she competed in high school. I am a fan of the multi-sport high school athlete. Madison lettered in not 3, but 4 sports. She earned 3 letters in softball, 4 in track and field, 2 in soccer, and 1 in swimming. I believe all of those sports will help her carry through to next season. Also in the Arkansas Regional was St. Louis University, which had 4 Missourians on their roster. Anna Christ is a redshirt freshman right-handed pitcher out of Rockbridge. Kate Profit is a freshman right-handed pitcher out of Eureka. Natalie Sullivan is a senior outfielder out of Troy Buchanan, and Abby Alsas, a sophomore infielder out of Rockwood Summit. Neither pitcher got to the mound in the 2 tournament games for the Billikens. However, Anna Christ did DH in both games, but went 0 for 5 for the tournament. Abby Alsas started both games at second, going 1 for 6 at the plate. She finished her season batting .273. Natalie Sullivan, as usual, started both games in left field. She went 1 for 5 at the plate in the tournament. Natalie finished her season batting .358, second best among all the Billikens. In the Duke Regional was Howard University. On the Howard roster was Khalees Stewart, a junior catcher out of Lee's Summit. Khalees appeared as a pinch hitter in Howard's game with Duke, going 0 for 1 in the tournament. Northwestern was in the Clemson Regional. The Wildcats were eliminated after beating Kentucky, losing to Clemson, and then losing again to Kentucky for the second time they met. Leading the Northwestern Wildcats on the mound all year was Lauren Boyd. She's a graduate student pitcher out of Union High. And when she got to her graduate season postseason, Lauren continued to excel. Northwestern downed Kentucky in the opening game 4-0. Lauren went the distance of 7 innings, giving up 6 hits and no runs. She struck out 4 and walked 1. She came back the next day to face overall number 14 seed Clemson. This time she went the distance, and plus, not just the distance, but 2 extra innings. She worked all 9 innings, giving up 7 hits and only 1 run. She struck out 9 and walked 3, getting no run support. Northwestern lost 1-0, despite Lauren giving up 1 earned run in 16 innings of work in the tournament. The University of Texas is the overall number 4 seed and is advancing to the Super Regionals, defeating Eastern Illinois, Michigan, and Central Florida. Playing for the Longhorns is Mac Morgan. She's a senior right-handed pitcher out of Sherwood. And also playing for the Longhorns is Ashton Maloney. She's a redshirt junior right fielder out of Liberty High. After a great regular season, Ashton has kicked it up a notch or 2 in the NCAA tournament. As the leadoff batter, Ashton set the tone for each of the 3 wins. Against Eastern Illinois, she was 3 for 3 with 2 runs, a walk, and a sacrifice hit. One of her hits was a double, and she stole a base in her only attempt. In Game 2 against Michigan, Ashton went 2 for 4 with a run scored. In the third and final game of the regional against Central Florida, Ashton was 2 for 5 with an RBI. For the 3-game regional, Ashton was 7 for 12 with 3 runs scored, 2 RBI, a double, a sacrifice, and a stolen base. Also in that Texas regional was Eastern Illinois. On that roster was Mia Mazzola, a junior infielder out of Eureka High, and Jenna Teekert. She is a sophomore catcher out of Parkway North. Neither of the Missourians on that roster saw action in this tournament. Tennessee came into the tournament as the overall number 7 seed and will advance to the Super Regionals after 3 convincing wins, 1 over Miami of Ohio and 2 over Ohio State. Leading off for the Volunteers was Kinsey Fiedler. She is a senior center fielder out of Lee Summit North. Kinsey had a solid 3-game regional. She got Tennessee started with 3 of 10 hitting, 2 runs, 3 RBI, and a base on balls. One of her 3 hits was a double. Kinsey is now batting .354 for the season, second best for all the Volunteers. In that same regional was Ohio State. The Buckeyes opened by defeating North Carolina, then lost to Tennessee, Then they followed that with a win over Miami of Ohio before bowing out with another loss to Tennessee. 2 wins and 2 losses for Ohio State. Getting both of those wins was Lauren Bote. She's a freshman pitcher out of Francis Howell. As a freshman, during the regular season, Lauren led the Buckeyes in almost every pitching category. It was no different in the NCAA tournament. The Tar Heels were no match for the Francis Howell grad. She went all 7 innings to pick up her 20th win. She came back in the 3rd game to get the other Ohio State win, going all 5 innings against Miami of Ohio. She struck out 4 and didn't give up an earned run. So 21 wins for Lauren in her freshman season at Ohio State. Oklahoma, the overall number 2 seed, won the regional they hosted in that regional was Mara Kramer. She's a junior outfielder out of Liberty High. She is now at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Mara has started every game for the Mavericks this year. She had a tough tournament at the plate where she went 1 for 9 in the 3 games. Mara had 2 putouts at her center field position during the tournament to keep her fielding average for the year a perfect 1,000. Those are the 22 Missourians who competed in the regional round of the Division I softball tournament. Missouri offered batting and pitching, and those athletes came through for their teams just as they have all season. And this is an unusual year for Missourians in Division II softball. There were 18 local athletes who made it to the NCAA Division II tournament. They were on 7 rosters, but none of their teams have made it to the 2 14 brackets to make up the bracket play for the national finals. That's the softball equivalent of the Elite 8. But let's take a look at the Missouri highlights of the Division II tournament. On the Drury roster, Kaylee Adzik. She's a junior out of Lafayette Wildwood. In the tournament, Kaylee went 2 for 12, scoring 3 runs and batting in 5. She made those hits count. She got those hits, runs, and RBI all in the second game against Findlay. She got those 5 runs on 2 hits without an extra base hit. A.J. Agers is a senior right-handed pitcher out of St. Pius in Festus. A.J. played double duty in the tournament. She pitched 2 games and batted in all 4 games. On the mound, she got a win against Findlay and took a loss against Saginaw Valley. In that win, she went 5 innings, giving up no earned runs. At the plate, she was 2 for 10 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI. Reese Anderson is a freshman infielder out of Willard High. The freshman went 3 for 8 at the plate with 5 runs scored while knocking in 2. And Gabrielle Bax is a junior infielder out of Helias. Gabrielle went 3 for 11 from the plate. She scored 2 runs and had an RBI. Landry Cochran is a sophomore outfielder out of Carthage. Landry got 3 hits in her 13 at-bats. That resulted in her scoring 5 runs and getting 4 RBI. 3 of those RBI came from her 4th home run of the season against Findlay. Jordan Foley is a sophomore right-handed pitcher out of Ozark High. Jordan appeared in 3 games, getting a save against Findlay and taking a loss against Saginaw Valley. And staying in the southwestern part of Missouri, we find Missouri Southern. They won games against Harding and Southern Arkansas, but dropped 2 to Augustana to be eliminated. On that roster is Kate Thurman. She is a senior utility player out of Fort Zumwalt West. Kate played in all 4 tournament games, going 2 for 11 at the plate. Also in the tournament was Chelsea Bevel. She's a senior right-handed pitcher out of Seneca High. Chelsea appeared in both tournament games in relief. She gave up a run in 1 2/3 innings against Rogers State and pitched no hit, no run ball for the inning she pitched against Minnesota State at Mankato. And that wraps us up for Division II softball. We'll take a break, and when we get back, we'll have some more Missouri milestones for you, plus more about our recent major announcement.
The Walnut Street Inn is located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State Campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetin.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports.
Hey, welcome back to Where Are They Now Wednesdays here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here next Wednesday for Where Are They Now Wednesdays. It is 7:25, so if you've got to be somewhere by 7:30, you better be getting on the road. But, hey, put that seatbelt on. And, hey, we're 2 months into the Missouri Milestones, our original Missouri Milestones list, which is a very comprehensive list of 1,000-point scores for both boys and girls in their career. This is all they had to do. There's no secret handshakes. You don't have to slip anybody a 20 at the door. You're welcome into the club of Missouri Milestones just for scoring 1,000 points. Our list have continued to grow. And I'm reaching out and meeting some very, very interesting people. Talked to the assistant superintendent today at McDonald County High School, who will be part, or actually already is part of, the Milestones list. Been trying to work out an interview time for her and 2 of her compadres that graduated with her, who also went over the list, scoring, I believe, nearly 4,000 points, if not over, between the 3 of them. So that will be coming up. So everybody pay attention to that. But from your part, Kent, how have the first 2 months gone?
Well, as I've said before, I've just been blown away by the reception. We gathered a pretty good number of entries, at least we thought it was a pretty good number before we launched the project. But the number of entries that have been sent in since then has just been tremendous. Just in the last 2 days, I have close to 150 new names. I'm in the process of updating the list now, and hopefully by the end of the day, they will be updated. And I have made contact with some schools and asked them for their list, and I have many more to go. But the response has been very good. But I'm getting lists just from schools who come across online what we're doing. They like it, they see it, and then in my inbox comes their list. So they've been very helpful when they have done that. I'm very appreciative of that. And I'm also hearing directly from folks who themselves scored 1,000 points, some of them 40 or more years ago. That tells me that we have hit on a chord that is ringing well, and people are realizing how this is by far the most comprehensive list available, and will only grow as we find more from the past, and it will also grow as we maintain these lists into the future as we add new entries each season. We are already over 2,300 for the 2 combined lists. We are over 1,200 on the boys list and over 1,000 on the girls list. And we are just getting started on the list for football and volleyball.
And where folks, where can they go to find these lists? I mean, I know where to go, but why don't you tell them where to go?
Well, the best place to go is on X, and there are 2 places there, at @plain_sports. That's me on X, and then also follow Guy on X at Scoreboard Guy. And once you follow us, then you will get regular updates on the Missouri Milestones. Plus, you'll get a lot more. But whenever we have updates on Missouri Milestones, you will get it. And you can also email me at plainonsports@gmail.com. if that will be easier for you to remember before you get back to your desk.
Well, and I've had a ball with this. I mean, just recently having that contact with the assistant superintendent, McDonald County, who is on that list, Mrs. McLean right now, LaDonna. She's going to try and set up an interview with all three of those players that played at that time. And they'll all be in different locations at this stage of their life because they graduated in the early 80s. But then also get in contact with Jimmy Gummersbach, who I heard so much about growing up, who graduated CBC in, I believe, 1963. That was entertaining for me because I'd heard so many of those names that he brought up at that time. And Thomas Brock, whose father was my head basketball coach. It was his first year as a head coach, and Thomas was running around the stage with his brother Matt, who I can't believe we haven't got a list from him because I'm sure he's on the list, but that's going to come from Camdenton High School, which is where he graduated from. But we've got other major announcements that we made last week with regards, you mentioned the football and the volleyball list, but now we also decided we're going to start the Missouri Milestones, the podcast. When do you think we're going to get started with that? I'm sure it's very soon.
Well, no time like the present. The first episode will air at 8 o'clock this Thursday. Yes, tomorrow morning. And I'm excited to get started. Guy and I will discuss a variety of folks who are on the Missouri Milestone list. And then each week you will hear directly from a listed member as we interview someone from the list. You will get a lot of information on the list, and then you'll hear the story of one of those on the list as told by the athlete, him or herself.
All right, go over again one more time. How do people get to the list and hear the podcast?
Go to X and follow Plain _sports, and also on X at Scoreboard Guy. And you can also email me at plainonsports@gmail.com. That's Plain _sports and Scoreboard Guy on X. There will be regular updates of our list. The list is a Google sheet with tabs representing each sport and stat. Just look at the bottom of the sheet and choose your stat of interest. I get asked how people can help out. Everyone can help us. Send us the information on all you know who has surpassed the listed minimums. All we are looking for is a name, school, graduation year, and total career stat. Don't know anyone off the top of your head? Then you can be a big help by asking your school to send this information to us. Please help us to continue to build the largest and most comprehensive list anywhere.
Again, hey, go to our Facebook page, give us a like, go to the YouTube page and subscribe, and you'll know every time that one of these episodes come out, whether it's Where Are They Now Wednesday, the Missouri Milestone podcast, whether it's D-Row and Arch, or whether it's just a morning update scoreboard show, or 7 Years of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week segment, or High School Game Day. We've got an extensive library already there. Hey, and just drop us a line. Let us know what's going on. Hey, and if it happened, we want to know. If it happened, we want to know. Hope everyone has a great rest of their week. Tune in tomorrow morning for the Missouri Milestones podcast right here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Everybody have a great week. Be safe out there. God bless.